Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going over today's Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Warzone community update. I don't really know what this is about. I saw a couple notes about it on Twitter, but we're just going to get right into it, and you heard it here first. Hopefully there's some good news coming from this. I've heard mixed reviews, but Call of Duty Black Ops 6, we're just jumping right in. Warzone community updates. As of today, January 17th, 2025, by Activision, Ricochet Anti-Cheat, Treyarch, Raven Software, Beanox, and Demonware. Jay Slays must be in here, huh? All right, let's get into it. Okay. Ahead of Season 2, updates on Ricochet Anti-Cheat, Warzone, multiplayer, and zombies. So, listen up. Ahead of Season 2's launch in Black Ops 6 and Warzone on January 28th. Okay, so we know the 28th is the Warzone Season 2 update. We are here to address the comprehensive feedback we've been hearing from our community in recent weeks and tell you what we're doing right now to improve the game. Finally, some transparency. That's the first thing I think of. Members from the various development teams and studios dedicated to specific systems, modes, and functions across Call of Duty franchise have provided insights below into how we're prioritizing what matters to our players today. And they've got 5 bullet points here. Cheating and bans. Ability to disable crossplay on consoles in ranked play. Why don't you do it across all modes? All right, let's keep going. Server issues. Quality of life updates. Thank you for whoever just followed on Kick. And requested bug fixes. So let's get right into it. We're going to cover those 5 things apparently. All right, an update from Ricochet Anti-Cheat. Instances of cheating in Call of Duty, particularly in ranked, across both multiplayer and Warzone, are frustrating and severely impacting the experience from our community. I would agree. We're here to tell you that what's being done about it today and our plan to support through 2025. Live now are new layers of security and protections against cheaters in Call of Duty, as well as updates to protect the competitive integrity of the game. Hopefully that's true. So here's what they're doing. Updated detection models for behavioral systems such as aimbotting and other data points, including account trust and hardware identifiers to target serial cheaters. Over 136,000 ranked play accounts bans since the mode launched. Enhancing cross-examination tools, focusing on reducing the time it takes to action new accounts. And new detection and warning systems for spam reporting by accounts. Okay, so basically what they're saying, to put this simply, they're implementing more tools to better detect cheaters. Hopefully this is true. New detection and warning systems for repeat playing with cheaters' behavior. Okay, so so it says here, when a cheater is banned, our systems will detect other accounts as regularly partied up and raise flags for investigation to combat boosting and other cheater behavior. All right, GG's. And chat, at any point, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments here. Maybe I can add some feedback. We're recording a YouTube video right now. Anyway. The one thing I skipped over here, it is important to clarify that when a user spams the report button in-game multiple times against the user, or someone uses an illegal cheat tool to spam 10,000 reports, our system does not consider more than one singular report from a player versus another. So spam reporting is not going to make a difference. So if you see a blatant cheater, just report him once. Anything outside of that reportedly is wasting your time. Moving on, we have seen community questions about detection methods like IP-based banning, which I'm curious about. We do not utilize IP-based bans for anti-cheat because they tend to take action against entire groups within a range that are not problematic. For example, a college campus or internet cafe would be swept up in an IP-based ban when only a single machine was targeted. Okay, I guess that's fair. In December, we announced that we're implementing major upgrades to the currently online and active kernel level driver for Season 2. I have hopes for this, as well as upgrades to server-side systems in early 2025. Here's more of what to expect on these updates when they're set to be added. So Season 2, which is the 28th of January, here in a week? Oh, I'll be in Florida then. Dang, Chad, I'm going to be in Florida for Season 2. Shit. Season 2, new and improved client and server-side detections and systems. Good. Major kernel-level driver update. Good. Improves driver security, reinforced encryption process, and new tampering detection system. So hopefully that's all good. Moving forward to Season 3 and beyond. A multitude of new tech, including a brand new system to authenticate legit players and target cheaters. As we get closer to Season 3, we'll dive a little deeper on these systems. However, it's important we don't provide too many details that could give cheat developers a peek behind the curtain. All right. In conclusion, Ricochet wants to say, we are not slowing down in our mission to shut down cheaters whose only mission is to ruin the fun for everyone else, and we're confident that the combination of the updates above, as well as ongoing improvements to our detection systems and Activation's continued legal actions against legal cheat sellers, will provide a demonstrably healthier gameplay experience going forward. They seem to be optimistic about fixing the cheater issue. Okay. I hope so. Having to wait till Season 3 is criminal. Yeah, this should be fixed by next week, chat. I would totally agree. All right, so moving on from the anti-cheat, let's slide into server stability, packet loss, and the lobby crashing. We've seen community reports of increased rubber banding, packet loss notifications, and server disconnects in recent weeks, especially in ranked play. I would agree, that's been happening way too often. And in certain regions where some players may not have access to as many servers as others. Here's what Call of Duty has to say about this, chat. We have been monitoring match activity closely, including identifying suspicious accounts that appear in multiple crash lobbies. The team at Demonware has narrowed down some specific causes of these issues that can affect all players. And new improvements have been made to Call of Duty's server infrastructure this week to reduce targeted cases of malicious activities for infrastructure and players. While this is an industry-wide issue, we remain committed to combating individuals and organizations who intend to ruin the gameplay experience for others. So basically what they're saying is we're detecting a common issue of how these lobbies are being crashed, and we're implementing, we're improving our servers so that way this doesn't happen too often. Hopefully that's true. With these new improvements now in place for both Black Ops 6 and Warzone, we've already seen improvements in stability on the back end. While this isn't a one-size-fits-all solution for every potential issues with the online experience, we're confident in the results we're already seeing in practice. They seem very optimistic about all these updates, and hopefully this is true. I will believe it when I see it. In addition to these improvements, the team has also solved some server issues in regions that have recently experienced instability. What, West Coast? And we'll continue to act quickly to resolve these as they pop up. As always, the Call of Duty teams will continue to keep a close eye on performance and make adjustments as necessary to deliver the best possible player experience. It's a lot of talk, chat. It's a lot of talk. It's a lot of talk about their server stability and these lobby crashings, and I hope that they're actually going to be taking this action and not just sitting on it and saying what they're going to be doing. Just actually do it. All right, now we're going to talk about voice moderation and the disruptive behavior team, whatever that is. Since its initial rollout in 2023, Call of Duty's in-game voice chat moderation system has been an essential tool in reducing our players' exposure to hate speech, harassment, and derogatory language in voice comms. Sounds like a W. You can read our previous progress report for background on results. Whatever. Players should have the freedom to trash talk. Okay. And we're constantly working with our teams to make sure moderation is solely targeting conversations that veer into derogatory territory. Okay. So Call of Duty just said it. You heard it here first. Trash talk is encouraged by the development team of Call of Duty. That blows my mind. The disruptive behavior, moderation, and player support teams are consistently examining our moderation systems to make sure we get this distinction right. We employ regular tuning sessions conducted by humans, that's great, to improve the accuracy of voice moderation detection systems based on our code of conduct, which specifically calls out the type of inappropriate language and target. I'm gonna break this down for you. That was a bunch of legalese mumbo jumbo. They use AI to detect voice systems. It's blatant right there if you know anything about legalese. And now they're saying, well, we're going to try to employ regular tuning sessions of this AI implementation by conducting human implementation. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Stay tuned later this year for a new progress report from the disruptive behavior team examining results for voice and text chat moderation. Okay. All right, now, incoming Black Ops 6 updates. Let's talk about it. In addition to all the new maps, modes, and rewards coming on day 1 to season 2, Treyarch has prioritized several gameplay updates, quality of life, playlist changes, and notable bug fixes for season's 2 launch. Some of this, all right, global. We're talking about challenges, multiplayer zombies, reduced collision with teammates. So overall in Call of Duty, I mean, cool, good updates. Now, here's some multiplayer updates. Listen, we play Warzone here. We're a Warzone channel. If you want to read into the multiplayer updates, it's probably what you'd expect. Weapon balancing, improved player visibility, adding an icon over opponents' heads. I'm not big into multiplayer, so if you want to read more on the multiplayer, it's right here. You can pause the video, read it. Playlist changes. Okay, once again, it's all multiplayer, high-profile bug fixes for multiplayer. Jeej. Multiplayer ranked play. This might be ranked play in general. No, looks like we have zombies. Okay, so here's your ranked play for multiplayer updates. If you want to read into that, be my guest. Zombies, if you're a zombies person, I think they're adding a new map. Yep, The Tomb starts with season 2. Some quality of life updates. If you're a zombies player, once again, pause the video and you can read this right here. All right, here's the big part of the video. Incoming Warzone updates. This is what you're here for. This is what I'm here for. Let's take a look. Warzone updates. Let's talk about season 2 for Warzone. We've made the decision to prioritize focus on gameplay tuning, adding more quality of life, and addressing ongoing bugs. This sounds like fundamental stuff that they should have been working on for the last several months, but I digress. This means that in order to deliver meaningful improvements to our players, new content originally planned for season 2 has been shifted to create bandwidth to address foundational issues. So originally they planned for more content for season 2, but they're like, hey, our game is so buggy, we have to push off new content so we can fix the fundamentals of our game. These improvements won't come all at once. Rather, they'll be staggered across the season with quite a few quality of life changes coming mid-season. So most of these updates aren't even coming with the season 2 update. Our priority is having the most solid foundation that Battle Royale can offer and are excited for players to see it all live. There is so much talk about what we're going to do. They better deliver on season 2. They're talking about a lot of foundational issues and quality of life updates. And they even just said they're not even launching it all with the update of season 2. They're just going to start trickling it in. You better get going. You better get going. This should be fixed yesterday. I mean, this is all W what they're talking about if they actually implement it. Warzone is a constantly evolving game, bringing new experiences through yearly integrations of weapons, mechanics, maps, and more. While this approach keeps things fresh, hold on. Integrations of weapons, mechanics, maps, and more. Weapons. We've had the same meta for over 2 months. XM4 Jackal, XM4 PP919. Where are these new weapons you've integrated? Now look at this. Integrations of maps. We've had the same map for what, going on well over a year, almost 2 years. This is all talk. This is all talk. Add a new map. Add new weapons. They're saying, well, this approach keeps things fresh. You're going on almost 2 years without a new map for Warzone. Almost 2 years. Wake up. Anyway, moving on. Regular changes come with the risk of shifting the game away from what some players may consider their sweet spot, altering mechanics and features that once defined the game for them. Interesting. The ongoing challenge lies in finding the right balance of innovation while preserving the core DNA that makes the game uniquely Warzone. On that note, we're introducing a number of gameplay adjustments in Season 2 and beyond, and that we hope players will be happy to see. A lawyer drafted that paragraph easily. We want to improve the game and fix all these movement things, but we also want to keep at the core of Warzone. They said nothing there. Here's the changes that they're apparently going to make, chat. Let's see what you think of this. Weapon changes. Reload speeds are faster for all weapons. Reduction penalty when sprint to fire jumping from 35% to 10%. And increased jump ADS speeds by 25%. So they're making the game snappier is what this means. I think that's good. It feels muddy and clunky right now. The intent is to find that middle ground of being able to pull off jump shots. Interesting. Like B-hopping? Is that what I'm hearing? Maybe. Adjusted bullet penetration across most materials, resulting in a more consistent experience for thicker walls in particular. So less wall banging. That would be a W. Weapon swap speed increased by 10%. That should be good. Removed burst and semi-auto rifles from ground loot. Okay. Allowing more confidence in knowing how your weapon will fire when you pick it up. I like that. So nobody likes picking up the SWAT 556 or any of these DM10 BS guns, right? The SVD. Nobody wants it. All right. Movement. Movement changes moving forward. Increased jump speed and successive jump height. Okay. Increase the speed of the parachute cut animation. Increasing player velocity when landing from a cut parachute land for a smoother transition into full sprint. I like this. I hope they do that. The game needs to feel jump, snappy, not slow and clunky. I love this. Audio changes. Reducing reverb effects to improve directionality of movement audio produced by other players. That's very vague, but they're saying it's going to be easier to hear footsteps, ascenders, and parachutes. I hope that's true. I hope that's true. Here's our changes to perks. Combat Scout pings replaced with an outline that is not visible through walls. I think this is an absolute W. Let me say that again. If you're using the Combat Scout and you're pinging somebody, instead of the ping on the top of the enemy's head, it's going to replace the enemy player with an outline of their body, but that outline will not be visible through walls. So if you ping somebody, it's going to outline them, but if they run behind a wall or in a door into a building, you will not be able to see them through the wall. This is going to reduce wall banging. This is going to make it much more fair. That's exactly what it should be. It's exactly what it should be. This is a W. That needs to be updated today. Adding new default perks. Dexterity has been increased in effectiveness and made default for all Warzone players. Okay, that's a W. As mentioned above, we've replicated the effect of quick grip gloves and fast reload via weapon adjustments. Basically, weapons are going to be snappier, faster, movement, etc. Okay, look at this. Mountaineer returns as a perk in slot 1, replacing dexterity. So this is basically what's happening. Dexterity as perk 1 in Warzone is going to be default. You're just going to have dexterity, and now we can equip Mountaineer. No more Redbay breaking his ankles. This is huge. Listen, we've increased the fall damage reduction substantially from what is currently in line with dexterity. Or currently live with dexterity, whatever. Though not quite the powerhouse it was during Modern Warfare 3. Okay, so Mountaineer was broken. Depending how you set it up in MW3, you could fall from like 70 some meters. But Mountaineer is returning. This is a W. Veteran perk now significantly reduces the damage ticks of gas grenades. Gas grenades will be nerfed if you're running veteran. I'm going to look into that. Hopefully people just stop running gas grenades as often. They're so annoying. Updates to equipment and kill streaks. Munition satchels now only provide 1 additional item, down from 2, to address overstocking and spamming equipment. I really didn't have much of an issue with people having 4 tack and lethals, but I guess sometimes people would have 4 grenades and they would just skynade 4 grenades, throw a muni, 4 more. Yeah, probably a good change. Maximum deployed tacticals and lethals reduced to 2 each, down from 3, to make more purposeful trap plays. What that just meant. For example, blast traps and bouncing betties. You can only have 2 down at once. It used to be right now it's 3. We're gonna update this so that it's only 2 you can have on the ground. So that way rats can't have 17 blast traps and mines on every singular door, stairwell, and nook and cranny inside of a building. That's a huge W. Huge W. This is gonna reduce the amount of rats and unfair fights just dying to a bomb. Gas grenade radius, duration, and movement penalties reduced to bring in line with the vision of a zoning tactical and less of a lethal crutch. Yes! Gas grenades nerf is coming. Gas grenades nerf is coming. What this is saying is gas grenades should not be a crutch. They're gonna make it more of a zoning tactical. You have to be very specific where you throw that gas grenade for the impact it'll make. It's not gonna be just it's not just gonna gas the whole room, the whole building. This is good. Spy camera's outline effects it no longer renders through walls. That's probably good. No more wall banging. They're trying to get rid of wall banging. And advanced UAVs will now show elevation arrows. Yo, this is huge. You pop an advanced UAV, it will finally show elevation arrows on your UAV. Before, an advanced UAV had that one disadvantage, right? I mean, you're spending what, $18,000 for an advanced UAV. And you wouldn't even be able to tell, like a normal UAV, it'll have an arrow up or down if the enemy player is above or below you. You pop an advanced and it wouldn't have that. Apparently now, with this new update they're implementing, that will exist with the advanced UAV. Huge. Okay. Miscellaneous updates. Body shield functionality limited. This is probably good. Nobody likes body shields. No longer automatically reduces player in free fall. No longer provides an outline of the victim's teammate through walls. Once again, reducing wall banging. If somebody picks up your downed teammate, it will not highlight you through walls. Huge W. Removed manual release of players, keeping them alive. Must end with an execution. Okay. The flares that fire out of buy stations when a player is bought back can now be pinged to increase visibility on redeployments. That'll be interesting. Can now be pinged to increase visibility on redeployments. Okay. Match stat tracker font adjusted for better readability at lower resolutions. Okay, whatever. All right, moving on to bug fixes. So here's what Call of Duty is going to be doing in the very near future to fix all of the bugs and issues, both with the map, the gameplay, weapons, and equipment. Let's check it right now. Regarding live issues, we know how frustrating it is to see them linger or go unaddressed in patch notes. Although our team's working hard to keep COD updates, Trello, most visual issues. They're saying they're doing a lot of work behind the scenes. Prioritizing fixes and making it fluid is important. Player feedback's important, so we encourage you to continue to share your experiences. Okay, here are some of the fixes players can expect to see when Season 2 launches. These are the bug fixes that are coming January 28th, Season 2. Not today, January 28th. Take a look. Addressing visibility of dark areas on Rebirth Island, okay? Addressing players being forced to stand up when reviving down squad members. That's good. Addressing exploits allowing players to access glitching under the map. Address parachutes deploying when jumping off ladders. This has been a bug for like 2 months. Why is it not fixed? Address weapons becoming inaccessible near interactable areas. I think what this means is when you hit a buy, you buy a new gun, your current gun drops into the buy station, you can no longer pick up that gun. That's going to be fixed. Address weapons falling through the buy station models. Okay, I think that's what I just said. So, okay. Address weapon tooltips appearing as common when dropped to the ground. Okay, so basically a dropped gun should have its color. It's not just going to be gray common. I think I'm understanding that right. Perks and contracts. Addressed ghost persisting through the pre-match lobby into the match. Okay, so that bug in the pre-game lobby when you splat with ghost, fixing it. Address cold-blooded, not properly countering trackers, so they're fixing perks that aren't working right now. Address quick fix, health regen, not properly activating while plating, GG's. Address survivor, preventing players from reviving down squad members. Okay, so remember when your teammate would be down right now and you cannot revive them? Apparently that was caused by having the survivor perk. They're gonna fix that. Addressed most running contracts not overriding respawn timers as intended. I guess there was a bug there. And addressed operator selection appearance issues in the menu. Okay, they're gonna fix that menu issue. Warzone ranked play. If you're here for Warzone ranked, here's your update. In addition to the above note on incoming cross-play options for console players, ranked play in Season 2 will see a refinement to the amount of SR required and adjustments to deployment fees. These updates aim to soften the on-ramp into accessing ranked play and make the top end truly competitive. As the parting thought, we want to take a moment to reflect on the significance of Black Ops 6's integration, the largest in Call of Duty history, which, for the first time, has brought our teams and products together in a unified development environment. While this transformation has presented its share of obstacles, it also paves the way for more ambitious updates and closer collaborations in the future. We're essentially laying a foundation, making new technology immediately available for all of our studios, improvising development pipelines and the stability of porting features between titles, and allowing us to focus more of our time on future releases. Sounds like they're happy that all this is being integrated. They're having an issue getting to a baseline so they can focus on the future releases and not focusing on what's broken right now. Hopefully they get to that point. All right, let's wrap up this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed this, let me know your comments in the chat. The final part of this article, looking ahead. We have ambitious plans and plenty of new content coming to Call of Duty in 2025. And you have our commitment that what's being outlined above is only the next phase in a series of ongoing updates with one mission in mind: making our games secure, social, and fun. As always, follow COD and X, blah, 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 blah. Season 2's launch is just around the corner on January 28th. Thank you to all of our players for the patience, and we'll be back with more communication soon. Okay. So if I had to summarize this, basically my thoughts on this are, here's a lot of talk. Here's a lot of talk about what is allegedly coming on Season 2 on January 28th. I think a lot of these changes are stuff that are necessary, that should already be here, quite frankly. It's good to hear some transparency and some communication from the development teams of Call of Duty Warzone. I hope what they're saying, I hope they stick to it. I hope they are truly putting all of these resources into it. Sounds like there's some good bug fixes coming for Season 2. Sounds like they're very focused on making this game more fluid and less muddy. It also sounds like they're very focused on reducing wall banging. They're making walls and materials more consistent. They're making live pings disappear when an enemy runs behind a wall. And I think those are all great things. And apparently all this is going to be trickled in during Season 2. Okay, so once again, let me know your thoughts in the comments of this. Hopefully this is what they can do in Season 2. Season 3 is at a baseline of a solid game as we move into Verdansk. That's the whole goal. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like content like this, let me know in the comments. And that's all I got for you. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.